Hi everyone. Today I'm going to give you a few more details about what's going to be expected of you in your genre flip. Some of this is from last week, but good to kind of go back over it again to make sure that you completely understand the assignment. So again, you're going to be taking anything we've written for this class and you're going to be flipping it to a different genre. And again, examples could be PowerPoint. I've had drawings or paintings. I've had poems, storyboards, and you don't have to go to the actual storyboard website. You can hand draw them if you want to. That would be perfectly fine. A movie, a Flipgrid, a Prezi, infographic. An infographic is always a good one. There are several free online tools that you could use for that. And again, the first thing you're going to want to do is decide which genre you want to flip and what you want to flip it into. It can be anything we've written in class, just as long as you can give a good solid genre flip for it. And it's not set in stone. As I said, if you decide to do one thing and you just find yourself stuck and can't do it, you can change it to something else. That's going to be fine. Just remember, this is going to be an audience of your peers. We're going to create this project. As I said, since you've already created in one genre, the roadmap is there. But this is something a little bit added from last week. You must have the tone and tenor, which is the main message of your original piece. If you pick something like a PowerPoint or Prezi, and I would even say the storyboard, you must have at least 10 slides and include images. What you can't do if you pick one of these genres is just take your paragraphs and copy them and paste them into slides. I've had students do that before, and I'm like, that's not a true genre flip. What you're probably going to want to do is to summarize your content. You know, it doesn't need to be word for word. Just kind of, as I say, as long as it has that tone and tenor of the original piece, you're going to be fine. And you're going to want to make it that multimodal, which is using mixed media within one project by adding drawings, pictures, music, etc., because that's what's going to draw your audience in. So, and for your artist statement, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is construct one paragraph where you state what piece you picked, why, what genre you flipped it into, your reasonings for the flip, your process, and what you hope your audience will get out of your creation. I mean, as long as you kind of answer all those little statements, that's all I'm looking for in this. You can include your your artist statement attached to your genre, like you could make it a slide if it's a PowerPoint presentation or whatnot. But you can also make it separate documents, just because like this with every other assignment that we ever do in class, I do allow multiple submissions to the Dropbox, so you can make it a separate document if you want. Now the genre flip is due December 1st. We will not be doing a peer review on this one, but we will be having time in class to work on them. So I will be giving you time in class to work on this. As I said, I don't have my surgery date yet, and I do apologize for that. I hope to have it within the next little bit. So there's a chance we might have to miss one of those classes that last week of school when we come back from Thanksgiving. But if we do, I'm just going to cancel class, and that will be it. But you can work on your project. But the other day, if we can meet, bring your stuff to class and we're going to work on it together to make sure that this is perfect before you turn it in. And two, also the very last class that we have together, I'll be going over your final. So you can't just skip class going, well, I've already finished my genre flip, I don't feel like I need to come to class. We'll be discussing, you want to know what's on your final, so that way you can end the class strong and with a good grade. So just real quick, I do have a couple of little examples here. Like this one is an infographic that a student made, video game violence, fact or myth. And so he wrote an entire paper about how video games don't cause violence, and went online and just made a nice little infographic. And then he kind of took his paragraphs right here. These were almost his individual paragraphs from his paper, and he kind of just summarized them and included them on the infographic. And this got a good grade. I think this would be a really easy genre for you to flip something into. Another example, like here is one who wrote about media and cultural beauty standards. And so this particular student went through and just made a PowerPoint, but they made sure to kind of include images. They kind of just summarized the different elements of their story. I like this one. It had a nice little background from from All About That Bass by Megan Trainor in the background. I kind of like that particular slide. That's another way you can incorporate an image, is make it the background on your PowerPoint. But yeah, she basically just kind of went through and summarized her paragraphs and her high points of her paper and put it in a PowerPoint that made it really, really easy to present to the class. So that's about it. Not a lot. It's not a difficult assignment, but if you do have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you start working on it and say, hey, I don't know if this is working or not, do you mind taking a look at it? I will be more than happy to do that. As I said, we'll have time in class to work on it together. Just pay attention to both D2L and Remind, because I'll be sending out lots of information about when we're going to be meeting, how we're going to be meeting, etc., over those two platforms. And I will see you in class next week.